So when you were studying with us, what was the feeling like? How the entire process actually unfolded for you? Now you must have seen a lot of change in your life, and you must have seen change in Rao's IS as well. Now we are into this new campus.
Yes.
You studied with us in our old campus in Barakhamba Road, that is in CP. So what is the feeling about this new campus?
Economics is a very difficult subject to follow as an optional.
Mm-hmm.
So my reasons for not opting it as my optional were more or less practical. But when it comes to geography, they were both practical and emotional reasons for that. I decidedly took mocks, Rao's IAS. BL Vora was my board chairman, and he gave very insightful views on how should I improve my interview, what are the aspects that needs working on, or how should I frame my answers, or should I
Hello and welcome to Toppers Talk from Rao's IS Study Circle. Today we have a special honor. The guest is actually someone who is actually doing a homecoming as well. He is our foundation student, and his name is Yasharth Shekhar. He has scored rank 12 in UPSC Civil Examination of 2021. So Yasharth, welcome.
Thank you very much.
So it's so good, it's so happy to see you. Anyone who's from Rao's IS fraternity, and if he or she does well, it is something which brings great joy to us. And thank you for bringing this joy in our family.
I'm extremely grateful because the beginnings of my journey actually started here in 2016 when I was a first year student at St. Stephen's. I remember the date itself, 9th of January 2016, when I attended the first class, and after that it has been a journey which had its own ups and downs, but eventually it has come to a very satisfying conclusion. So I'm very happy.
Wonderful. So you must have been receiving a lot of calls as well from the friends and family members. So has the feeling really sank well?
It hasn't really sunk well as of yet. I'm finding ways to remind myself what I've done. And sometimes I find it hard to believe what has happened. So yes, I've received so many phone calls from so many different people, and I feel truly blessed because not a lot of people get this opportunity.
Now you must have seen a lot of change in your life, and you must have seen change in Rao's IS as well. Now we are into this new campus.
Yes.
You studied with us in our old campus in Barakhamba Road, that is in CP. So what is the feeling about this new campus?
I think this is a very technologically advanced campus, where you can even join classes from your home. So this is actually something that has been induced by COVID. So I think that is a very good adaptation. Anyway, we are very good at adapting things.
Yes.
Apart from that, the infrastructure looks good. The building looks new. Everything else is, infrastructure wise, I find it should be very good.
Wonderful. Now let's start with your journey. So you are someone who got initiated for the civil examination very early, and once you joined your St. Stephen's, you joined your coaching as well. So do you think it's the right time to start early in your graduation, or you should wait little late after completing your graduation, should go for coaching? What is the right approach?
I think it's a matter of choice. For those people who could manage it, the two things together, the college and the preparation, they can do it that way. But for those who want to, who can't, focus on both the things, because UPSC civil services preparation would require a lot of effort. It's not going to happen when you keep it something on the side and you imagine that it is going to happen all of a sudden. So if somebody is able to manage it, then it's very good. But for me, when I was doing both of them together, UPSC was just a side fling for me. I was not concentrating it very fully. But after graduating, it became a 100% occupation of mine. And since then, I've been focusing solely on UPSC. So I would say that UPSC requires a lot of effort. So you have to be very careful about whether you want to do it with your college or you want to do it alone. Otherwise, it's your choice.
Wonderful. Now, at the age of 24, you're an IAS, and hopefully you will get your home cadre as well. That's what we normally expect. So I think timely start is a very important thing, and you have done the right thing. So when you were studying with us, what was the feeling like? How the entire process actually unfolded for you?
Since the beginning happened here, I had my first brush with the test series. For the first time, I came to realize what is the elimination thing in prelims, or how do you study for UPSC, or what are the books needed to study for UPSC. And I had guidance from different teachers, whether it is geography, since eventually I ended up taking geography as my optional. So in that regard, strong foundation is necessary to build a good, good command over the subjects that you will eventually be studying for UPSC. So it helped me in many ways.
Wonderful, wonderful. Actually, solid base is required.
Yes.
The examination, which has so much of
Absolutely.
competition, you need to have solid foundation. And if you get the foundation right, building bigger things on that becomes much more easy as well.
Yes.
Now, you have talked about testing. Now, you have also been an active participant in our pre-parikshan test as well. So, how was the quality of the test?
The quality of test was very good, and eventually when you've done everything and then you go on to attempt those tests, it boosts your confidence if you've done well. So since this time I did not have much time to prepare for prelims, I focused on all the test series, and pre-parikshan was one of them. So it helped me to boost my confidence in the last hours of the prelims. So it helps in many ways.
Wonderful. Now, people do get into this problem of balancing the static part, and they find it difficult to handle the dynamic part. And you have been following a lot of resources from our side, like Focus Magazine, Prelims Compass, Mains Compass as well, DNS as well. So, how did all these tools help you in getting a good command over current affairs?
I think the nature of the paper UPSC sets has changed over the years, and a lot has become dynamic. Static, once you've done your static, there's no going beyond that. You'll have to complement it with the current affairs, with other sources to make your answer look a little different, or include more examples, or to make your answer a little more factual. At least that was my tactic. So once you go through DNS, a friend of mine used to suggest certain DNS to me, or you read any magazine like Prelims Compass. So it helps you to complement your answers, and eventually once you're writing your test series, you'll realize what you have to pick from them, what will eventually come to your rescue. So complementing them with test series, I think that is the best way to utilize those sources.
And we're very happy to know that your friend has also scored a rank, 400 plus rank. The friend used to suggest you the articles of DNS as well. So extend our congratulations to him as well for suggesting you great things, of course. Now, one of the things that bothers students a lot is what kind of an optional one should choose. So you are thoroughbred in economy. You have taken economics as a subject in your 11th and 12th as well, and then later in graduation, you studied with the best minds in St. Stephen's as well. So what was the reason of not taking economics and taking geography?
Economics is a very difficult subject to follow as an optional. So my reasons for not opting it as my optional were more or less practical. But when it comes to geography, they were both practical and emotional reasons for that. Practical because I realized that it could be a really good scoring subject. I've got 306, so I think that justifies my answer. Apart from that, paper 2 of geography, it's a very general paper, and so a lot of times when you're reading your newspapers, you can complement it with it, and there is no special preparation required for that paper. So in that regard, I realized that it was easier to follow. And thirdly, unless you have a strong interest in a subject, you won't be able to continue it despite failures. And I failed for 2 times and still persisted with it because of my interest in it. So interest is also a very important factor.
Very nice. Now, people when prepare for the UPSC examination, they prepare for prelims, they prepare for mains, and then interviews are an integral part as well. And you have been part of our interview guidance program as well. So how did you prepare yourself for the interview aspect?
For UPSC?
Yeah.
I decidedly took mocks. I took one here at Rouse IAS. BL Vora was my board chairman, and he gave very insightful views on how should I improve my interview, what are the aspects that needs working on, or how should I frame my answers, or should I speak all of a sudden, or should I wait for certain seconds before I start answering questions. So those interview sessions came to a great help to me.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now it's a time to actually share a piece of advice as well. Of course, you are very young, 24-year-old, but you have achieved a great milestone which many of us actually desire. So what is your advice to the students who are preparing for the UPSC examination? What is the right way in which they can move forward?
I think if I were to give this advice, I would give it from my own personal view. And my personal view is that focus on optionals, revise regularly and revise it as many times as possible, and write as many tests as possible. For example, I wrote more than 25 mains tests, and I had attempted more than 30-40 prelims tests this year. Last year I had written around 70-80 prelims tests.
Wonderful, wonderful.
So I think focus should be on writing as much as possible and revising as much as possible, and focusing on the optionals. That was my strategy, and I think if it could work for anybody, I think they should
I
stick
think
to it.
you actually handled this entire process very well. You developed a solid foundation, and once the foundation was there, you updated yourself through proper current affairs. Then you took testing as well, and that systematic approach has reaped very high benefits for you.
It was not a foolproof thing. I've also failed
Yes.
2 times, and so I've learned from my mistakes. But if there could be a one learning from my mistakes, it was the fact that I did not realize the importance of writing many tests, which I eventually did, especially for mains. The more you write, the more marks you'll get. I've got a really decent score of 863 in written.
Actually, I believe it will be one of the highest.
I hope so, but I don't know. But yes, it's a really good score for your mains. So I think focus should be on revising and writing.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you for your time, thank you for effort, thank you for sharing this wonderful advice to all the students. I hope that they can actually follow your lead and do a very good attempt next time when they take the examination.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Sure, if I could come to any help of yours,
Wonderful.
more than happy.
So this was Mr. Yasharth Shekhar. He was here to actually share his experience. He was Rao's IAS Foundation student, and he has utilized many products of Rao's IAS ecosystem just to prepare for the UPSC examination. We believe that this particular session must have brought great clarity in your mind as well. If you have more career doubts, please feel free to reach out to us. At the same time, you can like, subscribe, and comment on this video.